So thankful and blessed to have a mom like her. Everything was beautiful. Kimmy and Maurice both looked really, really good. So, they had everybody in white. Everybody got along fine. Praise the Lord.
So how are things with you?
It's so-so. I think that being at Kimmy and Maurice's wedding just really made me reflect on my marriage. And Martell and I, we had a very interesting conversation, to say the least. What I need from you is knowing that this is not going to happen again.
It was a friendship.
A friendship with added in.
Okay, yeah.
How long was it?
A year.
So you're still lying.
No,
See, we can't move
Okay,
forward.
we talked for 2 years.
It's not getting better.
Fans have been following the never-ending drama between Melody and Martell Holt for years, and from social media criticism to public splits, it seemed like we already knew the whole story. However, now that Melody's mother, Vanessa Rogers, has entered the discussion, she is disclosing information that could drastically change how people view Martell, who has spent years attempting to steer the story. What did Vanessa reveal, and how does it alter everything we believe to be true? Let's dissect it all. Vanessa is not here to play along. She is making it clear that Martell has been hiding much more than people realize, and if what she is saying is accurate, Martell's so-called redemption arc may be over before it even begins.
I love family. I love being in their lives every single day, even in Melody's life every single day. And during this whole process of healing, I'm working on being her best friend.
On social media and reality TV, Martell Holt has built a public persona as a successful businessman and a devoted father. He talks about co-parenting with Melody, managing his businesses, and focusing on his children. If you only followed his public image, you might believe he's just a misunderstood man trying to make things right. But behind closed doors, the reality has been very different. His history of adultery is well known. His long-running affair with Ariane Curry became public and ultimately led to the downfall of his marriage. Yet, Martell has consistently downplayed his actions, acting as if his infidelity was just a minor mistake rather than a repeated betrayal that tore his family apart. His actions often contradict the image he tries to present, with accusations of manipulation and emotional control, especially when it comes to Melody. But his biggest secret was never just about cheating, it was about control. And through all this chaos, Melody's mother, Vanessa Rogers, stayed in the background. She has always been a pillar of support for Melody, but she chose to let her daughter handle things on her own, only making occasional appearances on Love and Marriage, Huntsville. She never got too involved in the back and forth between Melody and Martell until now. After years of silence, something changed. Vanessa is finally speaking up, and her revelations are shattering everything people thought they knew about Martell. The big question is, why now? Whatever the reason, the information she's revealing is shocking even Martell's most diehard supporters. Did she finally decide to speak out because she could no longer stand by and watch her daughter suffer? Or did she uncover something so explosive that she felt the world needed to know?
I'm gonna do it. I want to do it.
I'm ready.
Right. And then, the good thing about it, I was thinking with you guys having 7 days on and 7 days off, the 7 days that you have them, I can make sure I'm here in Huntsville in case you need me. And the 7 days off, I can do whatever I want to do,
Go where you want to go, yeah.
And who knows, maybe him and I would get to a place where if he needs me to keep the kids, I would be willing to do that for him.
That's what used to happen in the past.
Yeah.
Sometimes people call you and ask you about watching them, whether that was because we were going to go out of town, or you know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah.
So hopefully, we'll get to that place where, he could call me and I could say, oh yeah, I'll keep him this week for you, or a couple of days if you got to go out of town and do something.
Martell Holt's romance with Ariane Curry was long believed to be his biggest scandal, but what many didn't realize was that he was living an entirely separate life behind closed doors. While most assumed his infidelity stemmed from temptation or physical desire, it became clear that he had built a full-blown relationship outside of his marriage, all while portraying himself as a devoted husband to the public. His deception ran far deeper than just cheating. It was about Martell carefully juggling two realities, making promises, and manipulating both women to keep his secrets intact. Sources reveal that he went to extreme lengths to hide this relationship, whether by controlling communication, spinning false narratives, or flat out deceiving those around him. Even after the truth came out, he continued to downplay his actions, acting as if it was just another misunderstanding. But according to Melody's mother, Vanessa Rogers, the real scandal wasn't just his cheating, it was how far he went to keep it hidden. Martell didn't just betray his wife, he actively pressured her into staying silent for as long as possible. He knew that if the full truth came out, it would completely shatter the polished image he had spent years crafting. And for a while, his plan worked. Martell managed to position himself as a man who had simply made mistakes, rather than someone who had deliberately deceived and manipulated those around him. Publicly, he played the role of a misunderstood husband, a father protecting his children, and a businessman trying to move forward. But behind the scenes, he was allegedly doing everything in his power to maintain control. One of the most damning accusations, that he coerced Melody into handling everything privately rather than exposing the entire truth. And when she finally chose to walk away and speak out, he reportedly tried to flip the script, painting her as difficult, bitter, or even irrational. But now that Melody's mother is stepping forward, Martell's old tactics aren't working anymore. The truth is coming to light, and Vanessa's revelations are completely shifting the public's perception of Martell's actions. This wasn't just about a failed marriage. This was about hiding the truth and controlling the narrative.
I know you should be shaking your dang on head at yourself. I ain't been. You always doing. You was doing 3 days ago in Houston. What is you blowing up and saying all these inaccuracies for to these people? You always doing that. You always doing.
Is that?
No, it ain't accurate. No, it's not actually accurate. You said to me that when we were married, I was going to hotels cheating on you. That's
I didn't say you wanted to.
Yes, you did.
I didn't say that you was.
Yes, you did. And you said it multiple times.
There's a possibility because like me.
Well, we know you were cheating.
It's okay. Okay. I'm sorry for that.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Not sorry
I knew
for
they was going to destroy what we had. It wouldn't have been like it is.
Melody's mother stayed silent for years while the world watched the drama unfold between her daughter and Martell Holt. But something shifted. Maybe it was Martell's relentless efforts to deceive the public. Maybe she realized that her silence wasn't helping Melody. It was only giving Martell more power, allowing him to spin the narrative and paint himself as the victim. Whatever finally pushed her to speak out, one thing is clear. She must have seen something that convinced her it was time to step in after watching Melody fight this battle alone. But the real question is, what was her breaking point? One theory, Martell's public behavior didn't match what was really happening behind the scenes. While he tried to present himself as a devoted father and a man on a so-called redemption arc, he was allegedly still using manipulation tactics to maintain control. Fans have noticed a pattern. Whenever Martell starts losing public sympathy, he flips the script and shifts the blame back onto Melody. Maybe Melody's mother saw the cycle play out one too many times and decided enough is enough. Or maybe something new came to light. Whether it was a shocking revelation or just years of pent-up frustration finally exploding, one thing is certain. Vanessa Rogers' decision to speak out has completely shifted the conversation. And now, the internet is on fire as the real truth finally comes to light.
Asked if you were in a relationship with Sheree and you said it was a business arrangement. That's in the paperwork too, verbatim.
You such a liar.
No, I'm not.
You are such a liar.
Social media exploded the moment Melody's mother broke her silence. Fans immediately split into two camps. Those who had always suspected Martell Holt of being way more manipulative than he let on, and those who were completely blindsided by the revelation. Critics wasted no time calling out the glaring inconsistencies in Martell's statements, his habit of shifting blame, and the way he always manages to paint himself as the victim. For years, people have raised eyebrows at his behavior, but now, the truth is finally catching up to him. We knew Martell was shady. The way he always gaslit Melody on the show was a red flag. Another one added, "It's crazy how he always played the victim card." Vanessa spilling the tea just confirmed what we all suspected. For these individuals, Melody's mother's remarks merely confirmed their pre-existing beliefs, but for others, they served as a wake-up call. While some people continue to believe that Martell was a man who made mistakes and was attempting to move on, those supporters are now being forced to reconsider everything as a result of Melody's mother revealing more information. And naturally, the internet is doing what it does best, digging into past interviews, social media posts, and love and marriage. Huntsville clips. As fans attempt to connect the dots, Huntsville is making a comeback. People are starting to wonder if anything Martell has said over the years was actually true. But with all this material now resurfacing, the biggest question remains: what happens to Martell now? For the first time ever, his reputation is at serious risk. One of the biggest questions now is what Melody will do next. So far, she has handled most of the drama by letting her actions speak louder than words, focusing on her career and personal growth rather than engaging in a public battle. Previously, Martell has managed to navigate scandals with damage control and strategic PR moves, but this time feels different. Can he talk his way out of this one? Or has the damage already been done? And now that everything is public, will Melody decide it's time to share even more of her own truth? More importantly, could Melody's mother know even more than she's already revealed? This revelation has completely shifted how people discuss Martell and Melody's troubled past. For years, the public only had fragments of the story, but now, with the internet digging deeper and fans demanding answers, Melody's mother's role in this larger story is finally coming into view. This situation is far from over.